Now, you'll find out why you haven't been doing videos. G'day crew, and welcome back to the Do Video Podcast, where our aim is to get you and your business genuinely connecting with your customers by using the best method at the moment, video. I'm Zoe, the Video Confidence Coach, your guide into the wonderful world of your own fears. Woo! Okay, I'm kidding. All right, well, I'm not kidding, but the reason why this episode focuses on why you haven't been doing videos yet is plain and simply because of your fears and why you've been afraid to get in front of the camera. Be it your phone, be it a professional camera, be it any sort of camera out there, even a webcam. A lot of my clients in the past have told me how they're afraid to get in front of the camera for a multitude of reasons. And today we're going to go through a list of what those reasons are. But I just want to let you know now, whatever you're feeling now, everyone has felt at some point in front of the camera. Now, I don't want to diminish what you're feeling or why you're feeling it. But the reason why you haven't done a video yet, yes, it can be complicated, but it can also be dead easy. Get your phone out, press record, say a few words, turn it off, post it online, that's it. That seems quite easy. But for most of you who are listening right now, or even watching me right now, haven't done that yet. And why is that? We're going to go through. So I'm going to list 10 fears and go through them one by one. And if you feel like I've forgotten any, or I haven't covered them all in this video or podcast episode, please comment, email me, let me know, and I'll make a correction. Number 1, the fear of failure. That seems quite simple, doesn't it? But the fear of failing in front of people is what scares a lot of us. Or even the fear of failing to yourself. A lot of people, even people like me, may have had strict upbringings or strict parents, which meant if you failed the family. And I did feel that myself. And there was always this feeling of that if I did something wrong or if I tried something and it went horribly wrong for whatever reason, then I would have shamed my family as well as myself. And I want to stress to you now that everyone has this fear that they're going to stuff up, that something's going to go wrong whenever they're in front of the camera, because you are recording for prosperity. Whatever you record will possibly go out on the internet. But you have to remember that with this fear of failure comes a few caveats. 1, you have control. The fear of failure, yes, you can fail in front of the camera. Hell, I do it multiple times a frickin' episode. But for you guys, you have the control. You can stop recording, delete it, do it again. And there is also a fear of failure because you try something or you do it once and you suck or you fail and you're never going to do it again. I'm never going to do it again. It's like being a child, that you try doing something once, maybe you try juggling and you fail spectacularly because you haven't juggled before. And then you think, I'm never going to do this again because, That's pretty much the same thing, but for an adult. We are not perfect first time around. When you were a child and you begin to learn how to crawl, well, for me it was the seal flop, where you just kind of rocked your belly over and over and just kind of smooshed my way forward. That's how I managed it. But for everyone else, or for a majority of people, you learn to crawl, you learn to grab things around you, and then you learn to walk. In that time, you fall over plenty of times. You fall on your butt on your, nappy, diaper, whatever country. You fall onto it, and you're like, oh no. And then you get up and do it again. If we had all given up after that first fall, we would never be talking. We would never be walking. And we wouldn't be doing or having the lives that we have today. So think about that. Whenever you're afraid of failing, think about that. Number 2, the fear of inadequacy. So when you're doing a video, you may have watched other people for inspiration. You may have watched Matt Pat. You may have watched Michelle Bridges, for example. And you see them and you see their production values, you see their toned bodies, you see, the lights, the cameras, the action. You just think, I can never be like that. Well, number 1, you can. I'm just going to snap you right out of it. So the way we're going to do this is that being inadequate is just not a good idea. So whenever you feel inadequate, you don't feel enough. You don't feel like you're enough for yourself, for your customers, for your family. And I want to tell you now that that's not the case. You doing the work, you going out there and telling your customers how they can improve themselves or how they can fix their problem, That's you doing something. You're not sitting there in your chair, in your seat, eating popcorn, doing nothing. You're going out there and helping people. Don't feel inadequate for helping people. And if you ever feel like, oh, I'm never going to look like them, why would you want to look like them? They probably don't look like them. And there's a lot of people on the internet, on television and on radio. They don't look or sound like themselves once you take away all the magic of editing and camera work and lighting and sound recording. Everyone is human. Never think you're not enough. Number 3, the fear of leadership. Now, I probably don't have this as heavily as some of you guys do, but when you're doing a video, there is this inherent fear of, oh, I'm telling someone to do. Oh, I'm an expert. You're following my advice. Oh my God. It is a little bit of that fear of failure, but it's that idea of, oh, I don't want to be a leader. Or if something goes wrong, I don't want to be the reason it went wrong. And I want to tell you now that when people are coming to you as an expert, or people are coming to you because they want help, they need help. They are coming to you for a reason. Yes, you can be afraid of how they'll interpret it and people viewing you or seeing you as a leader, but that's not the issue here. The issue is that you are there to help them. So it doesn't matter if you're a leader or not, or if you're afraid of being put on that pedestal. Take yourself down. Step off that pedestal. If you don't want to be that guy, don't be that guy. Fear of competition. Nice one of that one. Especially for small business owners, there will always be competition in your niche. And if you don't have competition in your niche or in the type of industry that you're in, what the hell are you doing? With competition, one thing that you'll definitely find with me and the people that I work with is that I don't believe in competition. I believe in collaboration and companionship. There are plenty of businesses in Geelong who do what I do. They do video production. Some of them do coaching. Some of them teach, blah, 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 blah. But I always see them as future collaborators. And the reason I do this is because A, it makes me feel better, and 2, it actually gives me the ability to help and serve my customers more. If I'm able to get people that know the same amount as me, or even more than me, I'm able to learn off them and give that content, or I'll give that information straight to my customers to help them out and to serve them. And that should be the same for you. We're all here to serve, we're all here to help. That's what you're here for, right? Number 5, fear of embarrassment. Yes, this is very closely connected to number 1, fear of failure, but embarrassment is a little bit different. Maybe, for example, that you get on a Facebook Live, you're there shuddering a little bit, and you just look nervous as fuck, and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and you fart. Doot. You think, oh my God, I farted. Everyone knows I farted. Oh my God. Okay. Let's pull it back for a second. I put you on a bit of a journey there. Now I'm going to reel you back. So yes, embarrassment can be a little bit life-altering and can be a little bit terrifying when you think, oh no, I've embarrassed myself. I'm never going to redeem myself from this. Oh God, oh God, oh God. So for this fear, I'm going to tell you about a little story of a friend of mine. I'm not going to mention any names. A friend of mine recently started her business in the start of 2018 after being made redundant. And she went to this networking event that I was co-holding and we were holding with a few other people. And it was one of her first networking events that she went to. She was meeting other small business owners, but she had this feeling of dread, of fear, the fear of failure. And when we were doing this section of talking about some of our issues and how we can help each other, she burst out crying. She just felt so overwhelmed, so taken aback because she was always in this corporate world. She was always in this relative security of, I'll always have a job tomorrow. I don't have to hustle. Many other reasons. I can't really relate because I've always done my own stuff and always done business work. But I can understand for people with that feeling of, oh no, that safety net is gone, and that feeling of failure really hit her hard, and she started crying and bawling her eyes out in front of everyone. And we were there to support her. We made her feel better. We made her, well, I'm actually quite glad of all of us, to tell you the truth. But we relaxed her, let her know that yes, it's going to be challenging, but you can do it. And then I met up with her at Christmas, and that was one of the things she mentioned to me. She said, I felt so embarrassed of that. And I was like, oh yeah, I was there. I don't remember it. And that's the same thing with you. If something embarrassing happens to you on live video, on a recorded video, in real life, people don't care. People aren't going to remember that. Yes, you could be a famous pop star and such and something embarrassing happens, but then that's yesterday's news in under an hour. People don't care if you embarrass yourself. People care if you help them, if you serve them, if you do something for them. And if you be a bit shitty, then yeah, they might remember that too. But no one's going to care if you embarrass yourself. Trying to find a space to practice, perfect, or even just explore your next great idea can be hard to find, especially in regional Victoria. Our studio space is in the Creative Geelong Makers Hub and is ideal for artists and makers, and also offers a recording studio for small-scale audio and video production. Come in and get that podcast started. Get that video for your website done. Or even get the band together for a jam session for the ages. We're located in the heart of Geelong, and you can find more at geelongmakers.com.au. That's geelongmakers.com.au. Equipment hire and expert assistance can be arranged for an additional fee. Fear number 6. The fear of selling. Now, I put my hand up for this one because I'm definitely afraid of that. There is this inherent feeling of ickiness, of wrongness, of, oh God, I'm selling. Oh, I feel cheesy. I feel like one of those old, used car salesmen. Ugh. And there is that fear of ultimately of being disliked for what you're doing, but everyone needs to eat. Everyone needs to survive. And in this lovely capitalist society that we have of ours, it involves making money to buy stuff to eat, to keep a roof over our head. And if you keep that in mind as you're doing a video, and yes, if you're mentioning about selling, so be it. You're just going to have to practice and work your way through it, because I understand that is a fear and that is an uncomfortable feeling of, oh no, I have to now sell my wares to you to get you to give me money. But remember, when you're in business, you're exchanging effort for money. You're exchanging your products and their services, but ultimately you're exchanging your effort, your hard-earned blood, sweat and tears for money. And if you want to be able to survive, you're going to need money. Fear number 7. People. Or, as I like to put it, what people will do. Now, this fear can be constituted to backlash or what people can do, trolls and situations like that, where if you put a video out there, you're going to be taken down, you're going to be trolled, you're going to be treated poorly, people are going to swear at you, they're going to rate you poorly, da-da-da-da-da-da. Essentially, the bad part of humanity. But I want to re-stir your focus onto something a lot more genuine. Now, yes, there can be this fear of what people will do negatively, but I want you to focus on not really the fear, but focus on what people will do positively. If you've done something to help them, they will feel genuinely happy and they'll be able to move on with their lives. They'll be able to fix a problem that you helped them solve and they'll feel genuine gratitude for it. Yes, there is a fear of what people will do badly, but you just ignore the haters. Shake, 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 shake it off, shake it off. You can guess why I'm not a singer. Oh God, that was bad. But it still stands. What I'm saying is make sure that you don't let the people that are giving you negativity throw you off. Because the people that are giving you negativity, I'm sure there's plenty of reasons why they are, but it's usually either A, like a bully at school to get a reaction out of you, B, just to make you feel bad because they feel bad about themselves, or C, they have an ulterior motive. Well, let them. I'm sure you can figure it out eventually, but don't waste your time and effort on them if they're not going to give you anything in return. Boop. Fear 8. Fear of futility. So, what I mean by futility is feeling like it's all for nothing. Oh, I'm just going to be yesterday's news in a bit. Oh, no one's going to watch my video. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh. Again, refocus yourself. Why are you doing this? You're doing this to serve. You're doing this to help, and you're doing this to help your customer. Yes, you may not get plenty of views within your first hour of uploading, and for some people, they don't get any views on their videos for a long time. I'm definitely one of those people. I create plenty of content. Well, I'm getting back into it now, before I was sick, but there was a period of time when I was creating plenty of content, and I wasn't really getting much feedback from it. Well, the fear of futility can be resolved with thinking about, if I'm helping at least one person, you're doing your job. Think about it that way. And also, you can do more by marketing, collaborating, working with others to get yourself known and bring yourself out of that fear of, I'm doing this for nothing, I'm not getting anything out of this. And if you feel like after a year, after 6 months, after a period of time that you set before you get going, and you see, and you go through your measurements and see that nothing has really come in return, pivot, do something else. Fear 9. Fear of the self. Yeah, this can be a little bit resulting around the embarrassment and fear of failure. But fear of yourself is fear of what you would do, fear of what you would say, fear of how you would act. For people that I've worked before in the past, they can be a bit worried about, oh, I'm not the prettiest. I'm just going to keep looking myself in the phone and just think, oh, I'm so ugly. And the energy's not going to be there. I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to look like crap. Pretty much a fear of lack of self-esteem. But I want to let you guys know, again, like I've said plenty of times before, I could pretty much just do this thing with answering one question. But remember, it's not about you. Yes, you are the one standing in front of the camera talking and dishing out all the stuff. But you're there to help someone. And yes, you as a person are there in front of the camera or behind it, or your voice is being used, or your hands are in frame, what have you. My hand that has a little boob on it because I peeled some potatoes and they peeled me. But I don't want you to ever fear the type of person you are. And many people out there fear that no one's going to accept them for who they are. And I'm going to tell you now, that's bullshit. If you're a small business owner that is willing to help your customer, is not doing it just for the money, then you're fine. You're here for the right reasons. And fear 10. Fear of success. Now, some people may think this is a bit of a weird fear, but some people do generally have it. For me, definitely not. But there is a fear. But there is sometimes a fear of, if this video goes viral, if this video goes well, if I get a whole bunch of money, what am I going to do next? I can't top what I did. I can't do it again. What am I going to do? Again, I'm going to pivot back to serve your customer, not you. But talk about the success. Yes, okay, you might get a lot of money, you might get a lot of interest, you might get a lot of people on board. Great. Well, plan for that. Don't fear it. Plan for it. Okay, so if I'm going to get a whole bunch of people on board, all right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hire a VA, or I'm going to hire some people to help me out. Or if I'm going to get all this on board, I'm going to boost up my social media game. I'm going to make sure that if I'm getting the eyeballs, that I respond accordingly. Don't fear what you can actively change. You have the control. And if you're successful, then great. Ride that wave. And if you fail, ride that wave up. It's like a wave or a roller coaster. You're going to go down, you're going to go up. You're going to go down, you're going to go up. But there will always be an up. So those are the 10 fears. And what I'm also going to do is provide you a playlist on YouTube where you can have quick 30-second bursts that if you ever feel this fear coming on and you feel like, oh no, I'm feeling it before you go on a video, just click onto YouTube and you'll get a quick 30-second video of me just kind of telling you to shut up, but also a video telling you how to work yourself around it and give you a bit of pumped up energy. All the good stuff. So I hope you found that list of fears helpful, and to make sure you feel like you're not alone. Remember, you are not here for you. You are here to serve your customer. But I want you to also focus that I am talking to you. But I want you to feel that you're not alone in your fears. If you're ever afraid of doing video, you're not alone. There's some mornings, especially when I was like so poor that I hadn't eaten in a week, I didn't feel like seeing anyone, let alone looking at a camera and going, I was going to do a rude finger, but I can't be bothered blaring it out in post. Self-validation is key. Always believe in yourself, and you're genuinely a good person, and you'll thrive. And one thing that I did forget to mention, that this feeling of failure and also the fear of success that I forgot to mention before is called imposter syndrome. That if something is going well for you, you feel like, okay, this is going too well for me. I'm going to be found out. You could be putting your blood, sweat and tears into your work every day. You could be helping anyone and everyone that comes across your door. But if you feel like you're not worthy of it, that's called imposter syndrome. And when you feel like you're alone in the fears that you're experiencing before video, it's called pluralistic ignorance. Thinking that no one is feeling the way I'm feeling right now, and no one has ever felt this way before. This is a completely new feeling to the human race. I'll tell you that now. That is bullshit. There are plenty of people around the world who are going through the same journey as you and who want to do more for their customers. They want to genuinely connect and they want to do it well. Make sure you come on the journey with me. Make sure you check out that playlist. It's going to be like 30 seconds of me jumping around like an idiot, but it'll get you moving. So to round up our why aren't you doing video episode, or why should you do video? I don't know. I forgot what this episode is called. But to round it all up, 3 nuggets. Number 1, you are not alone. We all have fears. 2, you are not here for yourself. You are here to serve others. So do it. And golden nugget number 3, make sure you talk about it with people. I did mention it before, but make sure you actually talk it out with family, with friends, with other business owners. Or you could just check out the Video Confidence crew on Facebook and you can talk to other people about it there in a nice online warm community. For a full list of sources, credits, and downloadables, make sure you visit the dovideopodcast.com/whynovideo. And feel free to rate our chat/podcast on your favourite podcast app or just comment below if you're on YouTube. I'll say hi. Looking for something to listen to while you wait for the new Do Video podcast episode? Well, make sure you check out the How to Fail podcast by Kristen and Tina. It's perfect for when you're trying something new or if you've been trying to do something for a while over and over again. But essentially, it's Kristen and Tina working together, talking about their experiences with failure and why it actually helps to fail and do it on a regular basis. Like me and my goals that I will do every day. I will plan to fail every day so it doesn't affect me anymore and I will power through. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedbacks, feel free to reach out to Video Confidence Coach on our website, our social medias, and Google us. I'm trying really hard to get on the Googles, so maybe you find us there? We aim to help you however we can, so make sure you check out our episodes, tutorials, vlogs, other pieces of content, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to do so. Thank you for engaging with us, and don't forget to tell your crew about how you're doing videos now. Bye! And when I say doing videos now, as in, like, you're doing them now, right? Because you have no fear.